This is just a short video on how to add up and make change. So add the following items. Vegemite for $3.50, packet of shapes for $2.20, cherry ripe for $1.40. So we line them all up as you've learnt in primary school how to do that. Draw a line up and we start at the right hand side. 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. Then we work from right to left. So then middle column here, 5 plus 2 is 7, plus 4 is 11. Put the 1 down and carry the 1. And then finally we're going to add the units column here. 1 plus 3 is 4, 5, 6, 7. So our final answer is $7.10. Find the change from $10. So this is a subtraction. So we set up $10, take away $7.10. Working again from the right hand side, 0 take 0 is 0. Well, I can't do 0 take 1, so I'm going to have to borrow a unit from here. So I cross out the 10 and put a 9, and then there's my borrowed unit there. So 10 take away 1 is 9, and 9 take 7 is 2. There is an easier way to make change, and it involves using addition instead of subtraction. Let's have a look. So the 0 take the 0 is exactly the same, but this time instead of borrowing from this 10 and crossing out here and borrowing a unit, I'm going to use addition instead. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to make $7.10 up to $8 by adding 90 cents. So I say to myself, what extra amount do I need to make this up to the next whole number? The whole dollar. And I need 90 cents. So that's what's going to go in there is the 90 cents. Now, if it's up at $8 now, this guy, then all I have to do is a quick subtraction, 10 take away 8, and that will give me $2.90. Now why does that happen? Let's have a look. It's because plus and minus are friends. Just like times and divide, they undo one another. So sometimes if you can't do something by subtraction, you can flip it around in your head and do addition instead. Now in the past, before calculators and computers and all that, people used to have to make change in their head. And what they used to do is take the $10 and put it in the $10 slot, and then they would say, okay, what's the amount that is owed? It's $7.10. What coins do I have to give them to make $7.10 up to $8? And they would give out 90 cents. And then once it's at $8, they would say, now what other coins or what gold coins do I have to give to make that up to $10? And the answer is 2. So that's where our $2.90 comes from. So in the past, you know, when we were making change before computers, because I'm older than you guys are for sure, that's what we had to do. We always did this, make it up to the next dollar, make it up to $10. And then if it went all the way to $50 or $100, you'd be make it up to $100. So you're always doing this addition to make it up to the next unit. So let's have a look at a couple of questions. All right, firstly, on the left-hand side, 0 take away 0 is 0. Now I need to make that 40 cents up to the next dollar. So I'm going to make $8.40 into $9. I need to add 60 cents. And once it is $9, I do 10 take away 9 is 1. So the answer to that is $1.60. Can you start to see how easy this is? Okay, the one on the right hand side, 0 take 0 is 0. I need to make 60 cents up to the next dollar. So if making $5.60 into $6, I need to add 40 cents. And once it is $6, I do 10 take away 6 is 4. So the answer is $4.40. Okay, let's have a look at another one. A little trickier here. $1.60 for a can of Coke, $2.65 for a pie. Let's add those up. 0 and 5 is 5. 6 and 6 is 12. Put the 2 down, carry the 1. And then 1 plus 1 plus 2 is 4. So my total is $4.25. Find the change from $10. Okay, now this time I want to make $4.25 up to the nearest dollar, so up to $5, and I've got to add 75 cents. Once it is $5, I do 10 take away 5 is $5. So there's my change from $10, $5.75. Okay, last question. $2.80 for a loaf of bread and 3 litres of milk. We want to add those all up. Can you see a quick way to do this? A shortcut? I'm going to do $1.50 plus $1.50 plus $1.50 all in one go. $1.50 plus $1.50 is $3, plus another $1.50 over here is $4.50. So when I do the addition, I'm just going to do two things that I'm adding. 0 plus 0 is 0. 8 and 5 is 13. Put the 3 down, carry the 1. 1 and 2 is 3, plus 4 is 7. And this time we're going to find the change from $20. So I set up my sum. And I'm not going to do the 0 minus 0. I'm going to do the way we did the last question. I want to make 30 cents up to the nearest dollar. So I want to make $7.30 into $8. I'm going to add 70 cents. Okay? And then once it is $8, 20 take away $8 is $12. So here's our final couple of questions. Now, a good strategy to use when you're doing questions like this is to work out a rough answer before you work it out. So you look at the first question on the left-hand side, $20 take away roughly $5 is about $15. And the question on the right, $50 take away roughly $30 is about $20. Okay, so let's see how close we were. I want to make $5.40 up to $6. So I've got to add 60 cents. Once it is $6, 20 take away 6 is 14. See how close it was to 15 to our guess? Now the question on the right hand side. I want to make the 80 cents up to the nearest dollar, so I've got to add 20 cents. That'll make my $31.80 into $32. Now I need to do 50 take 32, and that is $18. So the answer is $18.20, and our guess was about $20. So it's pretty close.